Hello, viewers. Okay, I've started this video 3 times. I'm going to try and get through it and make some sense. I was watching Autumn from Black and Orange, had a great video on the mystery case at the Supreme Court, and everybody's been asking me to read on it. So I want to read on that, but I want to tell you a few insights I have, and I keep looking at my notes because there's a lot of Russian names here that I want to bring up. But before I get into the Russians, I want to talk about Wilbur Ross again. Wilbur Ross, he was all over the Panama Papers, W.L. Ross, what was that? W.L. Ross and Company, W.L. Ross Limited. You know, he's all over the Panama Papers, offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands, big time. He was vice chairman of the Bank of Cyprus. He led the $1 billion bailout of the Bank of Cyprus. With the Russians who, needed a place to launder their money through. So he has deep, deep ties to Russia and China. As our commerce secretary, he's made over $5 million from Chinese people while handling negotiations on deals and trade and stuff for China. So he's about as crooked as they come. He has a home, a $23 million little home just up the road from Mar-a-Lago, has had numerous meetings with Trump. So to me, the big link in a lot of this is Wilbur Ross. He's about as guilty as they get. He's the one that I want to see indictments and racketeering and everything else go down on him. He's the most corrupt in all of Trump's cabinet members. So Wilbur Ross, he has ties to a lot of Russian oligarchs. He's in the Navigator shipping business with Putin's former son-in-law. He has ties to Dmitry, I'm going to butcher these Russian names, so pardon me, Dmitry Rybolovlev. He's the billionaire fertilizer guy that bought the house from Trump in 2008 in Palm Beach. Trump paid in 2004 $41 million for this house, and then he turns around in 2008 when the market was crashed and sells this house for $95 million to this fertilizer king from Russia, oligarch. Ross also has ties to Oleg Deripaska, which I've talked about in readings. Deripaska's mansion in New York on the Upper East Side was an asset frozen by the FBI just a couple of months ago, I believe it was, a $42 million mansion. He was renting, it was frozen by the FBI because of his money laundering, bribery, racketeering, and possible links to murders. He was renting his home in Manhattan to Roman Abramovich's ex-wife and her 2 children, Dasha Zhukova. Dasha Zhukova, remember that name. She is very good friends with Ivanka and Jared, very close friends with them. Roman Abramovich was involved in the aluminum wars in Russia, and there were over 100 people murdered during the aluminum wars when he was trying to get all these smelters. So he's got links to murder and bribery and everything else also. He's also head of Millhouse LLC investment company. It's an oil and aluminum companies that he's put together. His ex-wife, Dasha, who's good friends with Ivanka and Jared, she's the daughter of Alexander Zhukova. Her ex-husband, going back to Roman Abramovich, he also owns the Chelsea Football Club. These guys like to own football clubs in the UK and around the world. They all have some deep ties in Monaco also, so kind of interesting to look at. But Dasha is the daughter of Alexander Zhukov. He has ties to the Ukrainian bank and transshipment businesses also, so shipping, like Wilbur Ross. He also has a Interfinance Investment Group. All these oligarchs have investment groups and stuff. So it's all crazy. Roman Abramovich had a court battle with Deripaska. They used to be good friends. They had a big court battle over Abramovich trying to sell his stake in a mining company, which they were both involved in. He lost the battle, and ever since then, he and Deripaska have had a falling out. So watch for one of them to get killed. All these guys, I mean, the corruption is just unbelievable. I'm trying to figure out how to read on this because my first instinct, my first intuition that kicked in on this mystery court case is tied to someone connected to Wilbur Ross. It's a foreign company, but to me, it's tied to Wilbur Ross. Wilbur Ross also had ties to Manafort and Flynn. So to me, it's a company that's associated with him. And I feel like Mueller is trying to get information from this company. The first name that came to me was Deripaska. I feel like it may be connected to him, but it could be one of these other oligarchs. There's so many. It's like, how will I ever read on all these guys? Let's just ask. I'm going to put my notes aside for a minute. Let's just ask if this mystery case is involving one of Deripaska's companies. The Supreme Court mystery case, is it tied to Deripaska? It's all about oil, aluminum, and fertilizer, and the oil things even tie back into Saudi Arabia and stuff. They all have, friendships with that prince. We know about him. Just one big old mess. So, does the Supreme Court case have something to do with Deripaska? Good news card. Let's see. That might be my guides telling me, good news, you're on the right track. I'll list all these oligarchs' names down below in the comments because there's so many involved. Yeah, so Deripaska, feeling defeated and covered by the sword of truth. To me, right there says this court case has something to do with him. In the foundation, the trickster, all his crimes and manipulations. Recent past, he had a new plan, a new message coming out about the money. He's trying to move to calmer waters. And here we have Trump sitting over here, near future connections to Trump. Yeah, who gave money to who shifted money where, all the smoke screens they put up, all the gaslighting and smoke screens, and here's justice sitting on it. I would say right here, yeah, this court case is involving one of Deripaska's companies. Sword of truth and justice coming down. The winning at all costs, to me, this involves the court case itself, that they're taking this to the Supreme Court because they don't want to give information to Mueller, the winning at all costs. There's delays right now. Was it Justice Roberts, I believe, is put a delay on while he reviews everything. But then we have the card of celebration. And here's Putin. I feel like Putin is actually the one celebrating. Someone's going to jail over this. Someone is going to jail over this. Let's ask this mystery court case. Will the Supreme Court review it? You know, they've bounced back and forth back to the lower courts, and will they handle this case, and will any of it become public? Because Mueller's trying to keep it quiet. You know, he's trying to, sorry, didn't turn the camera up all the way. He's trying to keep it quiet because it's still under investigation. He doesn't want everything getting out to the public yet while he's investigating. Will the Supreme Court review this case? And if so, what's going to happen? Someone trying to hang on to what they've got. I'm going to lay cards and see who that is. Well, here's Putin right smack in the middle. King of Cups. He always shows up as the King of Cups for me. Interesting in the spread, I have Mueller crowning the reading. I've got Trump in the foundation and Putin right smack in the middle. I'm covering it. Patience, patience, patience. The Supreme Court is not liking what they're offered. I think they're practicing patience. I think they're going to listen because Mueller is crowning the reading. I think they're going to listen to Mueller and keep this sealed, not reveal everything. Looks like they may look at it and study it, but, you know, they're gonna try to protect the case. They're gonna try to protect it, and they may even retreat from it. They may even retreat from it. Feels like they will pull out from it and not take it. And then the spy card. Yeah, I think they're going to try to separate themselves from this case. It looks to me it's too burdensome. They're going to try and separate themselves from it and knock it back down to a lower court. I'm gonna stop there for now. I'm gonna say it's related to one of Deripaska's companies. I may try to read on some of these other oligarchs shortly. It's so complicated, but I'm gonna say it's related to Deripaska, one of his companies. They don't want to release information. You know, he has talked to Mueller before, you know, and he actually went back to Putin and told him, oh yeah, I was interviewed, but, you know, I didn't tell him anything, basically, is what he said. I I think it's boiling down to him. It looks to me like the Supreme Court's going to try to get out of hearing this, and knock it back down to a lower court. Knock it back down. We'll see what happens. Good news card again. I'll stop it there. It's kind of complicated. It's been hard trying to figure out how I wanted to look at this, and I wanted to go by what I was seeing, little flashes I had. I kept seeing Deripaska's name, kept seeing it, and he's been on my mind for a week now, ever since we heard about this case. So we'll leave it there. If you like the video, click like, subscribe to see future videos. Sorry if this one seemed a little wordy and throwing a lot of names out there, but there's a lot of really bad oligarchs and Russian mafia involved in this mess. So let's see what happens. Okay, bye.